Hey guys, I'm back with another speed paint. A couple days ago I played ZENO for the first time and I really liked it. If you've never played it before, I highly recommend it. You're basically trapped in this unknown place. It seems like it might be some kind of hospital with absolutely no memories, and the only way that you can escape is if you handcuff yourself to this other random person who also lost his memories. He also might be a psychotic murderer, but that's not important. Not only do you have to escape, but there may also be another psychotic murderer wandering around that will kill you and eat you. It's pretty fun. I would definitely recommend it and play it if that's your kind of game. Okay, so I just finished up with the sketch for Maena, and right now I'm just working on this like raw meat background that's going to be behind Sugino. I was looking at a reference image for this, and I noticed that there's a lot of white strands going out throughout the meat. Some of them are really thin and wispy, and some of them are pretty like thick and kind of veiny pieces of fat deposited throughout the meat. So I really wanted to show that kind of realistic effect while also making it pretty stylized. It's also pretty shiny since it's raw, so I kind of came in and blocked out some highlights and then came in with an eraser and kind of refined that a little bit. Right now I'm shading Sugino. I wanted to create a spotlight effect on him that's similar to the way that the inventory menu looks with Mayano and Sugino. So I came in with kind of a pinkish reddish desaturated base for his skin, and I'm shading it pretty lightly with some like yellow greenish tones. And then I'm coming in with this really dark shadow underneath him, because that spotlight is such a bright light that it's going to create this really intense shadow on like one side of his body. I'm making it a little bit greenish just because I think it adds contrast. I was also looking at a reference image for this one, which really helps a lot for that. But yeah, overall he's pretty desaturated. Just wanted to kind of, you know, add some contrast to that. I'm also adding some really subtle shading effects on the skin. Once again, you really don't want to make this super noticeable. You want to just kind of add a little bit of form and make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more realistic. So I added a little bit on the bridge of his nose just to kind of show that some of his features have some depth, but you know, still keeping it subtle enough that it doesn't take away from the contrast of the shadow behind him. And when I draw finalized pieces like this, I like to render my drawings fully by making a layer above the line art layer. I don't know if you can tell, but I've been kind of flipping it on and off. But my sketches are usually pretty unrefined, so creating a layer above the line art layer just kind of helps me draw over that and kind of fix a lot of the places that look a little bit rough. I also like it a lot because it kind of feels like I'm actually painting, which is one of my favorite things about digital art, is feeling like I'm actually painting without, you know, having a traditional canvas. Also, as a side note, I don't know who's actually Tsugino and who's Mayano. I played the game and got like 2 endings, but I've seen some like fan art and I don't know, all this is very confusing. Like, I don't know who's who. I decided to add a heart on top of Tsugino, and just to kind of give it a little bit more of like a body horror effect. It's not really body horror, but I just thought that adding a heart that's kind of hyper realistic would be kind of cool and creepy, especially because when you play the game, it's definitely leans into, you know, organs. I don't really know what else to say. You just gotta play the game, man. Okay, so right now I'm moving on to coloring Mayana. I'm starting off with coloring the background some like a nice orange color that sets it apart from the really bright raw meat background. I decided I wanted to do a desaturated skin tone, and I was thinking about doing some saturated shading just to make it really stand out and pop, especially because Tsugino's kind of desaturated. I wanted to set him apart. But the sketch is kind of bugging me. I changed his mouth once, as you can see. I didn't like the way he was staring at me. It's kind of weird. Like, I think he's supposed to be kind of creepy, but he was just looking a little too creepy for me. And bam, suddenly there is a completely new drawing. I bet you did not see that coming. The sketch was just really bugging me, so I just decided to do, you know, a little bit of off-screen lining. I really didn't like the way that the sketch was turning out. It was just really bugging me, and I don't know, I'm trying to make it look a little creepy, but it was looking a little too creepy for me, and was just making me feel weird. So I just decided to change it up a little bit, and I'm kind of doing this like side angle looking thing, and yeah, I definitely like it a lot better. Okay, so yeah, now I'm coloring in this sketch. What I said before with the previous sketch was that I wanted to do a desaturated skin tone and then have the shading be pretty saturated, which you can definitely see I achieved that effect a lot more clearly with this rerun. Right now I'm just kind of shading the hair to kind of blend into the orange background so that it kind of looks like he isn't just a sticker plastered on. That's also what I'm doing with the sweater. You can see that I added some orange tones into this like really bright red shading, so that, you know, it looks really vibrant, but it also kind of looks like it fits too. I'm also like flipping through so many different effects and so many different brushes because at this point I am nearing the end of this drawing, and it's at that point where I just need to figure out how to make this look good, because it's really making me mad how I'm not satisfied with it. So yeah, you know, I'm trying to flip through some stuff. I tried doing the strobe light effect on the background, got rid of that, hated that. It's actually back, never mind. This is by far always my least favorite part of drawing. I love painting and I love shading, not this though. This is awful. I'm trying to make the black-haired guy blend into the background a little bit more, just so that the red-haired guy with the braid stands out as the focus of the drawing, and I asked a few people for help on this. I'm also flipping through values by using a plain solid black layer that's flipped on the color blending mode, which will help me grayscale everything and just see the flat out values.